everybody, welcome back to Monster Rancher. I just thought I'd say this real quick since we talked about Fallout so much in the last video. I think it's ironic that days after we had this long discussion about Fallout and its history that Resetia released a Fallout game for the iOS. So, I tried playing it. I thought I knew enough about Fallout that it would be interesting, but unfortunately I actually couldn't figure it out. That's kind of sad.
I haven't looked into it yet, but from what I understand, it's kind of like Sim Tower mixed with, how was it, like Dungeon Keeper mixed with...
It's just another...
Progress Quest is what they had mentioned in the keynote.
I was going to say, it's Tiny Tower.
Yeah.
That's all, it's Tiny Tower. The problem I had with it, and this is going to sound really silly, is I've played a lot of Tiny Tower games. It's just, you know, you have a tower, or in this case, you had a shelter, or whatever it was called.
Vault.
A vault. And my vault was 161. For the whole 20 minutes I tried figuring it out. You had the vault, and then, you know, you had, like, different rooms, like, you know, the water room and the electrical room, and then, like, the living quarters and all that. The problem I had was, in Tiny Tower, it's very clear, you know, they're like, oh, they're really good at retail-like shops, and retail shops are in green, you know, and so the number is in green, and you're like, oh, 8. That must mean they're really good at retail instead of, like, food or something. Unfortunately for me, I don't know if it's because I'm visual or I just didn't have patience, when you looked at the bars in the Fallout game, they were all green. So I was like, okay, charisma means what? You know, it's like, personality means what? And so I didn't know what I was doing, and the tutorial never explained it. So I'm hovering people over all the rooms. It's like -1, +9, 9, -6. And I'm like, what on earth? And then people would like, it's like, level up! Okay, what happened? Why did you level? And then like I sent one person out in the wasteland. And okay, I had to admit, that was pretty cute, because you could sit there and watch a log of everything that happened to him. Like, I got bit by a rat. I kicked the rat in the groin or something like that. You know, it was pretty funny, actually, because I think that could happen in the first Fallout. And, you know, and then you can call them back, and they'd come back with stuff if they didn't die on the way out or on the way back. I have to give it credit. That was pretty unique. But for the most part, I was just so frustrated because I didn't know what anything meant. You know, it was just like, if they had spent... I don't know, if they had just spent a few more minutes of tutorial explaining the numbers, I think I would have been fine with it, but I don't know. I think Helper was more interested in it than I was, because he's big into Fallout, but plus yeah, I'm playing too many games right now anyway.
I figure I'll download it at some point and play it. I haven't played it yet, but...
it was, the graphics were really pretty, and the music was really nice. I'll give it that.
For reference, the name of the game is Fallout Shelter.
Okay. Yeah, I would recommend putting it on your iPad too, though.
Yeah, okay.
Because it works a lot better from what I've heard.
They also announced that with Fallout 4, Smappy, are you aware of the Pip-Boy?
Yes.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, the Pip-Boy is something that's in the Fallout universe. It's basically this wrist-worn computer device that tells you all your stats. Like, it's like, hey, here's your health and your inventory and all that stuff. It's your HUD, basically. Kind of. Not really your HUD. Anyway, long story short. For Fallout 4, they're actually making the Pip-Boy a real thing, apparently. So with the Collector's Edition, they're releasing an actual Pip-Boy, and by default, it's a dumb device. But you can slide your phone into it and then download an app for the phone, and it'll become a second screen that actually acts like a real Pip-Boy, but in real life. And so it'll interact with your game, whether it's on PC, Xbox, or PS4, and it'll actually like show you your stats in the game right then and there.
Interesting.
Yeah. You don't actually need the Pip-Boy. I mean, you can just download the app if you just want to use the app instead. But if you have the Pip-Boy, it's actually there on your wrist. But they showed a picture of it, and the thing is just ridiculously
I was going to say, your phone on your wrist?
Oh, no. Like, if you think the phone on the wrist is bad, like, now imagine a comically large device that holds the phone on your wrist. I mean, it looks like a Mega Man blaster on your wrist. I mean, it's bad how big this thing is. I mean, for Fallout fans, I suppose it's awesome. I'm not a big enough fan that I would ever go for it, because I think it's just ridiculous. But, you know, hey, kudos to you if you want to go for that stuff. So.
That's funny.
But yeah, E3 is in full swing right now. We're, second day of E3 right now.
I was freaking excited. So I wasn't following E3 for the past couple days because of another reason. Like, I'll probably get to later in this video. But I started looking at it today, and I freaked out when I saw Earthbound Origins or whatever it was, Earthbound Beginnings. It was the first Earthbound game. It was released on Wii U the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I never thought I'd play it. Yes, I know there was an unofficial version you could get on an emulator, but I hate emulators so much. And I was like,
Hold up, so when you say the original Earthbound, do you mean like Mother 1 or Mother 2?
Mother 1 for the NES.
Okay, so like the one that was like Okay, so for...
Mother 1 was for the NES, and it never released anywhere but Japan. And then Mother 2 was called Earthbound on the Super Nintendo.
In the US.
And then... in the US, and then Mother 3 came out for, I think, Game Boy something in Japan.
Yeah, it never came to the US.
But they translated Mother 1, but never released it because they thought it would fail against Final Fantasy 3. So they never... So somebody found a translated copy and put it on the internet, and so that's why it's always kind of the unofficial, because they thought, well, Nintendo translated it, it's good enough, but it was never official. And I knew that was circulating around, but I can't stand emulators, and I always wanted to play official copy of a game like that. I don't like fan-made games that are trying to copy. Like, if someone made a Final Fantasy fan or a Mario fan game, it's just not something I personally enjoy. But anyway, and so I never thought it would come out. It was kind of those games that I was like, I'll never play it, end of story. And I don't really want to play Mother 3 because I know it's really depressing. But I freaked out when I saw that they released it worldwide on the Wii U, I think Monday. And I didn't know about it till today, which is Wednesday. Or no, it's Tuesday. Oh my gosh, my day off. So it was just yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, the freak out moment for me was when I found out that they had finally re-announced The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was surprised you didn't say anything.
I didn't know about it until late last night because I was reviewing. I wasn't following any of the news live when it was happening because I was so busy at work yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I was checking up on everything last night, and so I was reading through the headlines. I was just like skimming the headlines, And then I saw like an offhanded reference to The Last Guardian. I'm like, wait, that's not like a vaporware reference. What are they talking about? and then I followed the link, and it's like The Last Guardian's been announced. Here's the trailer, and I just had one of those moments where I went, breathe. Get your breath.
Wow. We did really well that fight. I think he's ready to move on.
But finally caught my breath, finally watched the trailer. It wasn't, the trailer was okay. It wasn't anything particularly impressive. But it's been re-released or re-announced now, but for the PS4 instead. So I was just like, dang it all. There's like 15 games for the PS4 I want now.
Wow, that's like the whole PS4 library.
Well, most of them aren't out yet is the problem.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what on? Because I own 2 games for the PlayStation 4: Lego Jurassic Park and Inquisition.
Let me pull up my list. In fact,
actually, I take that back. We have Knack as well.
So I'm pulling up my backloggery wish list right now. Let's see. Okay, so for a PS4. Okay, well, 3 of those don't really count. They're Assassin's Creed games, but 2 of them are already out, and I just haven't played them yet, and one of them is not out yet. Batman Arkham Knight, which is due out in a couple of weeks, or next week, or something. It's due out soon. I saw commercials on TV for it. Bloodborne, which I'm guessing Helper wants to play that at some point.
Actually, I got it for him. It was half off at Best Buy a couple weeks ago, so I got it for him, and he's like, I don't want to play it.
Really?
Well, I don't. He got into a book series, and so all he's been doing is reading recently. I think he actually finished it, so he might start playing Bloodborne now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play Bloodborne or not. I still haven't beaten Dark Souls, the first one.
Yeah, that's what he told me yesterday when I asked why he hadn't played Bloodborne. He's like, I haven't beaten Dark Souls 2, and of course my response was, you can beat it?
Well, they announced Dark Souls 3 yesterday.
Oh gosh.
And well, from what I've been hearing actually from people that play Bloodborne, they were like, yeah, I'm not going back to Dark Souls now. They were like, Bloodborne just enhanced the formula so much better. Never going back to Dark Souls. Dark Souls just seems broken and slow now in comparison. So I'm like, I don't know what I'd make of that. But anyway, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It finally got announced after years and years and years of rumor. So they're finally remaking, like doing a proper remake of Final Fantasy VII. Not just like a port, but a remake for the PS4 with like PS4 graphics with the all new art style. That's one of those ones that I'm like, it's either going to be like the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. There is
I don't know. See, my problem is, I'm actually still playing Final Fantasy games in my spare time, like on my iPad when I'm just kind of sitting around. I was like, oh, I'll work on Final Fantasy. I'm on Final Fantasy 3 right now. I think I'm halfway through it, but...
Then that's the original Japanese 3, not Final Fantasy.
Yeah, this is the
US
original
thing.
Japanese. Yeah. And the thing is, the first two I played were nicer graphics, but they were still the flat 2D style, like in Nintendo, just slightly nicer. And I really enjoyed those. The one I'm playing now... It was the DS remake, and it's all 3D, and I'm like, I am not enjoying it nearly as much. Upgraded graphics does not necessarily mean better graphics. It's like,
I'm with you.
with Suikoden, I loved the graphics in 1 and 2, like, ridiculous. I loved them. And 3 just destroyed it, and 4 destroyed it, and somehow 5 managed to kind of come back full circle and be like, okay, now we're back to being good. You know, and it's like, that's kind of when you said Final Fantasy 7 upgrade, I'm like, there's that fine line where you can, you know, you gotta just keep the original graphics or somehow make them look a lot nicer, but don't change the style.
Yeah. Well, in the case of Final Fantasy 7, they have the advantage that it started off 3D to begin with.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 was the first 3D Final Fantasy game, so at least they have that going for them. So it's not like they're going from 2D to 3D and having to somehow make the gameplay and the style and everything work still.
Yeah, but like I was saying, if they're gonna enhance it, I mean...
Yeah. They
Yeah.
can't lose the original character of the game.
Yeah. I'm gonna interrupt our conversation that's not related at all to what we're playing to a first for us. I'm gonna do a tag battle.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw it come up when we were starting the video. I was like, ooh, I can't miss that. We have not had a tag battle yet.
So we'll put a pause on that conversation. We'll come back to my wish list after this.
Yeah. See, now we got, it's 2 versus 2.
Interesting.
And so now it actually puts our farm name, for anyone who forgot what we were, Cape Caption.
I am so sorry.
Did you forget you named it that?
Yes, I did.
Now,
We started this like recording what, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago?
yeah, you know, it's funny because when we started it, it felt like we had all this time, all this free time, and then it just changed so quick. And it's funny because I think Helper's schedule might change soon, actually. And I don't know what that... I think that might actually make it easier for me to record stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, well, and you and I were talking beforehand. I'm probably going to be gone for about a month or so.
Oh, crumb cake.
Seriously? So I'm going to be gone for
Yeah.
about a month. Just... Well, I'm going to put it out there. I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah, you are.
I'm getting married next month. So... we haven't mentioned it yet, but that's coming down the pipe pretty quickly here. So.
And it's not to me. I'm
it-
going to put that out there, too.
No, it is not
I'm
to
not
Snappy.
involved.
It is to somebody who has not otherwise been mentioned on this Let's Play video or any of the other ones. So, yeah, no, that I'll be
come
getting
on.
married next month to her, and so I'll be gone for the honeymoon and all that stuff. And
Yes,
so-
team up. Bam.
nice. So we're gonna try and get some recordings into Buildable Buffer before that happens.
Yeah, and if it doesn't happen, then Helper and I are going to put in kind of an interim recording.
Yeah.
We'll start something short, and it's not going to be Dune, D-U-N-E.
Yeah, something short, maybe like I don't know, like Final Fantasy 12.
Jeez.
How about like
I actually don't know
Dark
what I would
Cloud?
do. Yeah, I actually have considered Dark Cloud a couple times, but that would take forever.
I know, that's why I mentioned it.
Especially Dark Cloud 2, because I'm much more familiar with that game. And it's funny, you know, I mentioned in my last video about starting another channel with more mature games. I actually got a lot of people saying they wanted me to do it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess pleasantly surprised. Not like shocked, but like, I guess I wouldn't have expected that many people to be interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah, if I did do that, my first game would be Soul Nomad. For sure.
Not Arch
No, so the problem is, Arch 2 is by far my favorite of the trilogy. I liked okay. 1 was okay. It wasn't bad by any means, and I know Helper really enjoyed it. But I don't know if I really want to LP 1. But the problem is, I really want to do 2, but it's, again, you know, there's stuff that comes up from 1 that happens in 2 that would make the game more interesting, especially, you know, for my viewers that never played 1 themselves, so it's like, kind of caught in a circle on that one. And then, of course, I would never play 3, Because it was so horrible the first time I played it. I don't think I can ever play it again. So we won our first tag battle. Yay!
Nice.
Awesome. Alright, now that we're done with the fight, you can go back to your wish list.
Oh, okay. So thrilling, I can tell. Let's see here. Journey. I've already played it. It's on my top favorites list, but I would totally rebuy it for PS4 since it's got upgraded graphics and stuff. Last Guardian, which I already mentioned. The Last of Us Remastered, which I meant to pick up on PS3, but when I heard it came out for PS4, I was like, hey, I'll just wait. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which I'll pick that one up eventually.
Oh, Graham needs more power. I think I've given him way too much defense.
But anyway, I've played the rest of the numbered Metal Gear games. Metal Gear Solid games. I haven't played the original Metal Gear games. And I haven't played all the spin-off ones, but one of these days I'll get around to some of those other ones, like Peace Walker. But, yeah, Phantom Pain, I especially if it's the last one, I definitely will play it. Gotta finish the series. Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. Haven't played that one yet. Still haven't got around to it. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which was formerly known as Mirror's Edge 2. I really loved Mirror's Edge, and I'm hoping that EA doesn't mess up Catalyst. But the more they talk about it, the more it makes me concerned for the well-being of the game. Because they're like, so the first game was all about, speed and running, and we really want this one to have more combat. And I'm like, no, the game wasn't about combat. The combat was the worst part of the last game. It has room for improvement, but it shouldn't be about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Rime, R-I-M-E, like Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Totally awesome looking indie game. It looks like Myst meets Ico meets something else.
Something else.
Well, yeah, something else. There was something else I was going to compare it to, but I can't remember. It's like Wind Waker. It's like Myst meets Ico meets Wind Waker. It's like cel-shaded graphics with like a boy on an island running around solving puzzles, trying to get off the island or something. And it looks totally awesome, and I know nothing about it practically. The Unfinished Swan, I really want to play that, and it got re-released for PS4, so I would rather pick up that copy of it. And the last one, which I really, really want, is The Witness, which is done by the guy who did Braid, Jonathan Blow. So he's doing this game called The Witness, but it's heavily inspired by Myst, which Myst is also one of my favorite games of all time, and Braid is also one of my favorite games of all time. So it's like, hey, a guy who made one of my favorite games of all time is making a game inspired by one of my other favorite games of all time. That sounds kind of awesome. So I checked the development blog yesterday, and he said that they've locked all the puzzles down as of a few months ago, and now they're basically just doing final polishing before they release it. So I'm hoping that maybe it'll come out this year. So yeah, that's my wish list. So I don't know how many games. 3, 4, 5, 6, about 15 games, 12, 15 games, something like that. So a good number of games. Compared to everything else, I have 2 things on the PS3 I want still. I have 3 or 4 things currently listed on the 3DS that I need to get. 2 on the Mac, so 3 on Steam. So yeah.
Yeah, my quality games that I'm looking forward to, I guess, are technically lower. I'm looking forward to... I was actually going to quit playing Skylanders. I was just going to say no to it. And then the last one, they're going to... The new one that's coming up is going to introduce vehicles, and I'm like, oh, crud. So now I don't know. And then there's a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon coming out in December that I've loved that series. I play every one of them to the end, which a lot of those games that I never make it to the end, but I've beaten every single one of those. So it's like, God, can't wait for the next one. It's the first Mystery Dungeon game to actually have all Pokemon in it, too. That's actually its claim to fame. It has all of them for once!
It's kind of cool.
And then, I don't actually know. I want to play Yoshi's Woolly World, but I like to play it, but it's not like, oh crud, I gotta play it. If a new Inquisition patch comes out, then that might be related to something related to the storyline instead of this fake... Oh, it's related to the storyline, but not stuff, But anyway, we can continue this conversation in the next video, because I think this has gone on for a little while.
Yeah, we've talked a bit.
Yeah. Alright, guys. We will see you in the next video when, I guess we're gonna keep training and actually, you know what? I think we're gonna go to a dungeon in the next one, because I know we really need to give some abilities to some other people, so that's probably what will happen next video. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.